Now at 10, Freeman Health System announces a vaccine mandate for employees. Plus, Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager accused of shooting and killing protesters in Wisconsin, takes the stand in his trial. And
3 Pittsburgh State brothers are working alongside their professor to find better ways to treat cancer patients. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with the progress they've made and how they hope it can help in the future.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
some strong storms are making for a loud night for some 4-staters. This is KOAM News at 10. We go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, pretty good storms rolling through. This is actually our 5th severe weather event we've had this fall, which because we're in the same pattern, it doesn't look good for the spring, as we're going to see a lot of severe weather events. At least out of this one, it wasn't too bad, but we did have several severe thunderstorm warnings. Now the strongest storms kind of exiting the viewing area, pushing into the Springfield metropolitan area, but we still have showers. We still have thunderstorms across the region. Very heavy amounts of rain, especially along I-49 down into Joplin and then stretching into southwestern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas. None of these are too strong or severe, just good old showers and thunderstorms. All of this is going to exit here in about 2 hours, already drying out on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Once we get past midnight, I think most of us are going to be dry. We're going to clear out, so we're going to start the day tomorrow sunny. It's just going to be quite a bit cooler. We're going to have those details for you here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Freeman Health System announced a vaccine mandate for their employees, citing a ruling from a government agency. KOAM's Chris Warner has more.
The mandate is a result of guidelines from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS. In a news release, CMS says the Biden administration is requiring COVID vaccination of eligible staff at healthcare facilities that participate in Medicare and Medicaid programs. Freeman CEO Paula Baker says the health system did not have a mandate in place and had been leaving the decision to get vaccinated to its employees.
Freeman Health System previously had not mandated the vaccine for our employees because our employees were so proactive in taking the initiative to do that themselves. However, CMS has now issued a ruling that says we must mandate it. So that's why we're doing it, and that every employee will need to be vaccinated by January the 4th.
Baker says the ruling will affect healthcare facilities beyond just Freeman.
Since all healthcare facilities are going to be held to the same standard, if an employee wanted to remain in healthcare, they really wouldn't have an option to go other places because that'll be consistent. I think that employees understand that this is a federal ruling, and there is that option for the declination if they meet the criteria for a medical or religious exemption.
Last week, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley joined 38 of his Republican colleagues in formally moving to disapprove and nullify President Biden's vaccine mandate on private employers. In regards to that specific mandate, Senator Hawley called the president's vaccine mandate, quote, unconstitutional, saying that it infringed on the rights of American citizens. Senator Hawley said of the mandate, quote, it unlawfully bypasses established regulatory procedures. Congress, not the president, has the authority to make law. In Joplin, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
In the regulation from CMS, healthcare workers have until December 6th to receive the first dose of a vaccine and until January 4th to be fully vaccinated. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Instant Poll. Today's question is, would you consider leaving your employer if they implemented a vaccine mandate? You can vote at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on them later in this newscast. Joplin Health Department is trying an incentive to get more people vaccinated. The department is using funds from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services to offer gift cards to some folks who get a COVID-19 shot. People who get their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine will receive a $50 Visa gift card. Then, when they return for a second dose, they'll receive another $50 gift card. The incentive program kicks off tomorrow with a clinic at the health department that runs from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Doctors are prescribing the steroid dexamethasone to many patients with COVID-19, but a new UK study finds the drug could induce diabetes in some patients because it causes a spike in blood sugar levels. For patients already diagnosed with diabetes, the drug can make it worse. UK researchers say the steroid does reduce the risk of death from COVID-19 and can still be beneficial for patients with diabetes if they're monitored for complications. It was a day of tears and anger at the murder trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. The teenager in a high-stakes gamble took the stand in his own defense today and opened himself up to grilling by the prosecution. Nancy Chen has the latest from the courthouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
The person that attacked me first threatened to kill me twice.
Kyle Rittenhouse took the stand today in his murder trial, claiming he acted in self-defense. But it didn't take long for the 18-year-old to break down during questioning.
There were 3 people right there.
You can just relax for a minute, sir.
The judge calling for a break so he could calm himself. Rittenhouse's mother, seated nearby, was also in tears. Once the trial resumed, a more composed Rittenhouse said he was acting in self-defense when a protester, Joseph Rosenbaum, ambushed him.
As you see him lunging at you, what do?
I shoot him.
And how many times did you shoot?
I believe 4.
Rittenhouse says he took off running for police as protesters chased him, eventually falling to the ground. Rittenhouse then shot and killed another man, Anthony Huber, after he says Huber hit him in the head.
He grabs my gun and I can feel it pulling away from me, and I can feel the strap starting to come off my body.
And what do you do then?
I fire 1 shot.
At that point, Rittenhouse shot a third man, Gage Grosskreutz, who was standing over him with a gun in his hand.
Why were you trying to get to the police?
So I didn't do anything wrong. I defended myself.
On cross-examination, the prosecutor tried to paint Rittenhouse as an armed threat.
Mr. Rittenhouse, you're telling us that you felt like you were about to die, right?
Yes.
But when you point the gun at someone else, that's going to make them feel like they're about to die, right? That's what you wanted him to feel.
No!
But the trial was stopped twice after a line of questioning by the prosecutor angered the judge.
I said you were over the line, and close to, or over the line on commenting on the defendant's pretrial silence, which is a well-known rule.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says calling Rittenhouse was a risky decision.
The second you put a defendant on, everything about that burden of proof psychologically goes out the window for the jurors, and the only thing they think about is, did they believe the defendant?
The defense asked for a mistrial with prejudice based on the prosecutor's questioning. The judge is still considering it, but if he agrees, this trial would be over and Rittenhouse could not be charged again. Still ahead, 3 brothers at Pitt State are working on a new way to treat cancer patients. We're going to check in on their progress. And the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas celebrates the impact it's had on the region this year. A team of researchers at Pitt State are working on a new way to treat cancer patients by changing the way that cancer-killing treatment is delivered to cells. KOIM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the research team, which includes 3 brothers and their professor who are working on the next steps of this research.
Dr. Santi Santra has been doing research on new ways to deliver life-saving drugs to cancer patients' bodies for the last 7 years. He explains how this method differs from regular chemotherapy.
It goes everywhere in your body. So it goes to your tumor, it kills, but at the same time it goes to your healthy organ, like heart, lung, all this. So that we don't want. We want our anti-cancer drug to be delivered to the tumor only. That is the main purpose of the project.
His research team uses a polymer, a substance consisting of large molecules which plays an essential role in everyday life.
It's a polymer that you can wrap around these drugs, and we tag it with certain molecules, and that sends it directly to the cancer cells without harming other cells.
Dr. Santra does this with the help of Adam, Caleb, and Paul Worsley, 3 brothers at Pittsburgh State. Paul is the lead researcher for the project and says right now the team is focused on growing their own cancer cells to see how well their polymer kills those cells.
We'll make our polymer loaded with drugs, and then we'll put the little receptors on the polymer, and we'll grow our cancer cells and see how well it kills our cancer cells. And then based off those results, we can do more studies.
Paul's twin brothers are only freshmen, but have been working on this research since summer.
I get to come in every day while also learning, so I have experience. That's very helpful for us.
I think it's good practice for my career. People in my family have cancer, and it'd be a wonderful thing if we could actually cure it.
In Pittsburgh, Bronte Sorotsky, KUAM News.
It's remarkable. To learn more about the work that Dr. Santra and his students are working on currently, check out the link on our website, koamnewsnow.com. The Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas celebrated all the grants they handed out this year. The foundation provides funds for charitable projects in Southeast Kansas. At their annual grant celebration, officials announced they handed out more than $232,000 in grants this year.
It's always incredible to hear the individual stories on what each one of these grants has done to help individuals in our community. When it has a personal touch and you know that's affecting lives in a very deep manner, it's rewarding to hear that that money has gone to a very good cause.
Foundation also plans to match $47,000 in funds on November 30th for Match Day. Later, it's a day these kids have been looking forward to for years, National Signing Day. We're going to hear from these student athletes to find out where they'll be continuing their careers.
Plus, thunderstorms starting to wind down just a bit outside. So what's next? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, kind of a rocky evening with showers and thunderstorms rolling through over the past several hours, and we did get some severe thunderstorms, but majority of these, about 80% of them, were just strong. Good showers and thunderstorms across the region. Still wet outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri, right on the west side, but it's going to stay wet at least for the next couple hours, and then we'll start to dry out just a bit. But look at this pretty intense line plowed right on through. Pretty good pace at about 40 to 45 miles per hour. We did get winds gusting 45, 50, sometimes upwards of about 55 miles per hour, and also some small hail embedded within this line. The strongest parts of the storms are now east of the region. Let's zoom into the metro. Still some showers really from Pittsburgh down toward Columbus, but starting to dissipate just a bit. On the Missouri side, so Carthage to Neosho, still pretty intense rain, and then once you get back into northeastern Oklahoma, also starting to lighten up just a bit. But really along I-49 from Nevada down toward Carthage, still pretty good amounts of rain. We can track farther south, so Newton County, McDonald County into Benton County, also over into Berry, Lawrence, and Dade counties on the Missouri side. But back to the west, if you live in Kansas or Oklahoma, things are looking much better as all the rain is starting to push out of the region. In fact, by, let's see, it's shortly after 10 right now. I'd say by midnight, most of this rain is out of the metro, and then out of the entire viewing area by 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We start to clear out behind it, but we also had a cold front that shifted through with these showers and thunderstorms, so it's going to cool down quite a bit by the time we head into the morning hours. So additional rainfall mainly on the Missouri side, I would say another 1/4 of an inch or so, but you're going to be drying out Kansas and Oklahoma. Still coming down pretty good. Here's 7th and Rangeline. We're looking toward the north, toward Webb City. 55 west, southwesterly winds. Of course, our humidity is high with those showers and thunderstorms as this whole system now pushing into central parts of Missouri. Now, if we look back toward the west, not a lot going on. We do have a couple weak little waves that will kind of irritate our weather by the time we head into the weekend, really just kind of bringing us a little bit cooler as we go through the next few days. All right, mid-40s tonight. Let's go through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. We'll stop at noon into the mid-50s. I think by afternoon, most of us will be into the upper 50s. So not a bad day, a little bit chilly. 44 in the morning, 55 by noon, high temp at 59, northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20. Tomorrow night, clouds will start to increase again. There's a weak little wave. This is a strong cold front, but it doesn't have much moisture with it, but it's going to give us a few showers skirting on by the time we head into Friday morning, and then pretty chilly by the time we head into Friday afternoon. High temperatures struggling really to get to 50. 59 tomorrow. Nice day for Veterans Day. Plenty of sunshine. 51 on Friday. Most of the weekend looking pretty good, just kind of cool. We could get a random shower or two late Sunday. But look at this, back to 70 on Tuesday, 74 on Wednesday.
Obviously tomorrow there'll be some outdoor ceremonies honoring our veterans. It's nice that it won't be raining.
Yeah, it's great. It's going to be sunny.
Thanks, Dad. The Department of Justice says that since 2016, Uber has been overcharging disabled people for taking too long to load into vehicles. The DOJ has filed a civil suit against Uber. The department says charging wait time fees for disabled passengers and potential passengers violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. The DOJ cited the case of a quadriplegic woman who was charged a wait time fee for taking 15 minutes to load into a vehicle and was denied a refund. An Uber spokesman said it has been company policy to refund wait time fees for disabled riders whenever they alerted Uber they were charged. Further, the spokesman said a new policy requires that fees automatically be waived for any rider who certifies they are disabled. Hey, be prepared to pay a little bit more for your Thanksgiving dinner this year. The Chicago Tribune reports the cost of the annual holiday meal is expected to rise about 3 to 4%. Analysts say bird prices, turkeys in particular, have been flying upward recently. The USDA says frozen turkey prices are up 22% from last year. Cost increases are blamed on a drop in production and inflation. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from the Missouri Southern football team ahead of their season finale against Washburn. And today is National Signing Day for high school student athletes. Jacob Leonard takes us to Girard, Joplin, and Webb City next.
Well, today is National Signing Day for pretty much every sport except for Division I and Division II football. We have plenty of local signings today. We'll start in Girard with a pair of seniors signing to Pittsburgh State. Kinley Smith signs this afternoon to join the Pitt State track and field program. She will compete in the triple jump for the Gorillas. Olivia Cullen is headed to Pittsburgh State to play volleyball. She was a unanimous first-team all-conference selection this fall for the Trojans.
I grew up around Pittsburgh, so it's really great to stay here and then stay in the community. And it's a really great school, and I just like it a lot. I like the team aspect, and I love the coaches.
I always knew I wanted to do track, and so just to receive an offer in general was super exciting for me, and it meant a lot. And then going and seeing their program just made my decision.
To Webb City now. They always fill this table up, man. 7 seniors signed today at Webb City High School, including Peyton Hawkins and Emma Welch. Both of those all-state softball players for the Cardinals. Welch is headed to Labette Community College in southeast Kansas, while Hawkins will be a Missouri Southern Lion.
Playing in state, I've faced people that are going D1, so nothing I'm going to face in college is I'm not going to be like, oh, I haven't seen this before. I'm going to see everything.
Coach Phillips and Coach A, they were just very welcoming, and they were very honest and down to earth, and the girls were very nice. They answered all my questions, and I felt there, I went through and it just felt like home.
Well, today also a big day for signings at Joplin High School. Joplin has 4 seniors signed today to continue their careers at the college level. Girls basketball player Emma Floyd signs this afternoon to play at William Woods University. Allie Lawrence actually going to play 2 sports, signing for track and volleyball at the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy in St. Louis. And then this guy, he's staying in town. Ethan Guilford signs to play baseball today with the hometown Missouri Southern Lions.
Any way that I can make an impact, any way that they want to use me, if that's as a starter or a reliever, any way that they want to use me and any way I can help the team win is what I'm there to do.
The campus was so homey, and I met with the coaches and they were awesome, and then I got to meet some of the team. I actually knew 2 of the players. It was just a perfect fit, honestly.
This week is the final week of the football season for the Missouri Southern Lions. Southern wraps up their schedule on Saturday, hitting the road to face Washburn. Now, the Lions are 3-7 heading into the weekend. Last week, they dropped their home finale to Northwest Missouri State 49-7. On the other side, Washburn is 8-2, currently in 2nd place in the MIAA. Now, for Missouri Southern, it's a chance to not only send the seniors out on a high note, but they can also take a little momentum into their first full off-season under Atiba Bradley.
I think it can definitely give you a bolster going in, but at the same time, it's not like whatever happens on Saturday is going to erase what happened on the season. There are some things that happened this season that really have ignited our young guys and our young core to be very excited about the future. And so this would just be one more feather in the cap to really get us going.
Finally, Southern holds a dedication today for its new Rasmussen baseball and softball practice facility. The 6,500 square foot facility is named after Dick and April Rasmussen, recognizing them as lead gift support for the project. It was entirely funded by donors including baseball and softball alumni and several other individuals and businesses.
We will be using it for pitcher bullpens. We hit in there all the time. We'll do infield ground balls. It's big enough to actually for us to have a shallow infield, so an infield that's in on slapper D or something like that. So we'll use it for all skills on our team.
And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Private First Class Frank Stanley served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Pittsburgh. And we are proud to salute Private First Class Frank Stanley. He's tonight's four-state hero. All right, let's check back in one last time with our KOAM News Now Instapoll. Again, the question we've been asking, would you consider leaving your employer if they implemented a vaccine mandate? 43% say, yeah, they would. 57% say, no, I would not consider that. This poll is now closed. Thank you for participating. Boy, the rain was coming down hard for a while.
Yeah, still we have showers and thunderstorms out there. Nothing too strong or severe, and this is mainly on the Missouri side. We're going to have to deal with this for the next 2 or 3 hours, and then we'll start to dry out. Plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. A great day. Near 60 degrees, a random shower early Friday. But a little bit cooler the next few days.
Final sports notes.
Definitely a big day for Webb City High School. We told you 7 student athletes signed to continue their careers in college. You can hear from all 7 in the story on the sports page on our website.
Very good. KOAM Morning News starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Salon services.